I'm joined by our Fire Chief, Chief Ryan Allen, Sheriff Mike Bouchard, Chris Foltz, Consumers Energy Vice President of Gas Operations, Andrew Zaccanini from the Oak County Emergency Management Team, Dave Vidlow, Orion Township Building Official, and others in the room who I will recognize in just a few moments. First and foremost, just want to thank the community and thank our residents for the incredible show of support in response to this horrific incident. You'll hear a little bit more from the chief in a minute, but it is an absolute miracle, if you have seen that scene that we were talking currently about no fatalities. I want to thank the more than a dozen local agencies that showed up to assist us. We will name them all later when we get some rest, but it was an incredible scene of teamwork out there, and that's when our community shines the best. Today you're going to hear a few updates. I'm going to first hand it over to the fire chief, and then we'll hear from Sheriff Bouchard, then we'll hear from consumers, and then I will talk a little bit about the response and how people can help, because we have been inundated, and we are so grateful for the people that want to help these residents. So first, Chief Allen.
Thank you, Chris. So as we know, there was an explosion last night at one of our condo apartment buildings. The response concluded last night with fire units leaving the scene by about 1:30 in the morning. Left it with the Sheriff's Department so that a continued security detail could be placed so we could come back. This morning it's a big methodical dig through in order to be able to start the investigation as to the cause and origin of the explosion. We were able to confirm this morning after talking with the hospitals that the two people that were transported to the hospital in serious condition, one person is in non-critical stable condition, and the other person is in guarded, which we consider a between serious and stable condition. So we are seeing improvements in their health. This morning, it was a combined effort between the Orion Township Fire Department's Fire Prevention Division, the County Sheriff's Department Arson Investigation, ATF, and multiple other agencies in order to 3D map the scene to be able to collect all the initial evidence that we're going to need in order to rebuild and reconstruct. Through the day today, and we did have some weather hampering, so we concluded operations somewhere around 1:30. The complete investigation we anticipate taking a little over a week to get even initial information. So I don't have a lot when it comes to what happened or where the initial cause. At the current time, we are looking at having 18 units that are completely destroyed or need significant investigation in order to make sure they're safe for occupancy. There are another 12 units that are being questioned for their stability, and we'll have investigators, inspectors, and everything else out there over that time.
Thank you, Sheriff Bouchard.
First, I'd like to say thanks to the supervisor and to Chief Allen for their teamwork and partnership, not just on this, but every day. We work together hand in glove, and that's when it really comes together when you have a tragic event begin to unfold. That relationship and that constant connectivity really moves things along with a much faster situation. What their problem is my problem, and my problem is theirs, and whatever they need, I give them, and whatever I need, they give me. So I'd like to say thanks in advance for that partnership. Second, as you know, that was a big scene and a big call out, and we obviously sent every resource that they requested or needed from us, and other fire agencies and partners did the same. And that's also kind of a hallmark of Oakland County. Tragically, we've had a lot of things happen here in the past couple of years, 3 years, and it's pretty finely honed, unfortunately, through tragedy. But that also allows us to get in front of things and sometimes prevent lives from being lost. Not only we try to prevent, the fire department looks at buildings before they're ready to be occupied, but how do you prevent? And then when you can't prevent, how do you mitigate? And so last night obviously was a mitigation, and to the supervisor's point that there was no fatalities, I think that's part and parcel. The other thing that I would mention is we posted on all of our social media the information from the supervisor's office about charities and where people can go to seek assistance if they've been displaced or other kinds of things if they want to donate. It's the holidays, and we have a very generous community, so we know a lot of people are going to be looking for ways to help people that have been displaced or have been injured. We encourage you to look at our website or the townships, our Facebook Facebook and our social media. Those are bona fide locations. We also know there'll be people looking to make a profit off of this tragedy and set up false charities. So we encourage you not to give to something that's not either on the township social media or in their press release or on our social media, because we don't know who they are. And we saw that happen after numerous tragedies, whether it was Oxford or whether it was a splash pad. We've seen people try to profit criminally off of other people's pain and suffering. So I hate to say that, but that's the world in which we live. So we encourage people to check that out.
Thank you, Sheriff, and I'd like to invite Chris Foltz, Vice President from Consumers Energy.
Thank you, Chris. As you know, when we were notified of the explosion last night, we dispatched crews to the scene. We could make the scene safe so that the firefighters could battle the blaze. When we do that, there are standard checks that we do. So once we made the scene safe by turning off the gas, we're able to turn off the gas once we work with our first responders and they say you may approach. We do that, we shut the gas off, and then they continue with containing the fire. Then we perform standard checks on our system. So on our infrastructure to determine, is our system intact, are there any abnormalities? And, those checks were completed, our system was intact, and no abnormalities found. So really, at this point, we'll continue to be in a support role then with Chief Allen as he continues his investigation, and any private party investigations that are scheduled for the customers' facilities. We'll certainly be at the ready should they need any support there. But at this point, we're very thankful for our crews and their quick response and the close coordination last night with the fire team.
Thank you, Chris. So that brings it back, and I will just say, this is the part that we are good at, our community, and this is in the after event, after the event of a tragedy, and this is where we shine. We're so supportive to our neighbors to the north in Oxford in the wake of their tragedy. Our residents stood up, and they are doing that again. And so we have been inundated. I want to talk about two things: the people that need help and the people that want to help. I won't forget the Amazon driver either. I'll mention that in a moment. But first, the people that need help. We have a call line we started here, and I want to echo what Sheriff Bouchard said. I've already been texted from people saying we have these GoFundMe's going and we cannot verify them. But I can tell you this: if you need help or you want to help, you can call this number, our township line, 248-391-0304, extension 2009. Or you can email help@orienttownship.org, help@orienttownship.org. We will be helping direct you to some of our partners, whether you're wanting to donate or you need help. I can tell you some of the partners that we're working with and we've already met with this afternoon, the Red Cross, Love Inc., Love in the Name of Christ. That's where if people want to make donations or if they need financial support, we will be connecting them with Love Inc. We want to thank our church partners, Woodside Bible and Christ the Redeemer, who have stepped up instantly in the wake of the incident. And Woodside will be our partner to help folks that are in need of clothes or food. Or if people want to make donations, they can do that there at Woodside at Canterbury Village on Joslin Road. North Oakland Community Coalition is helping us triage people that are calling in that need assistance, that might be displaced, or might need some mental assistance. The Lake North Community School District, led by Superintendent Heidi Mercer, has been actively working with us. Obviously, our partners at the Sheriff's Office and Consumers Energy. And also at Century Management, the management company of the association that's been affected by this tragedy. We do want to note that we were hopeful to get the person that we've heard from so many of you that you wanted to meet, the Amazon driver who was there. I was on the scene right after and saw some of this unfolding. And he was headed here, but he sent this message. He's not gonna make it. I'm not ready to be around a bunch of people, just happy I could have been there to help. All the recognition I need is between me and the gentleman and God. But I would love to visit that older gentleman if you could help me with that. So, true heroes, there were many heroes last night. And our real heroes we're gonna see in the coming weeks of this tragedy as we support those 18 families that have been displaced. And we are all in. We are all in to make sure they have everything they need. And if you are interested in being all in with us, please use those resources I shared with you, that phone number, that email address. We will connect. your resources to the right people and make sure it's done properly. And with that, thank you for being here tonight, and we would entertain any questions that anyone might have.
Chris and Chief, I have some quick questions. How can talk with people who act about this? Obviously, they're shaking up. They pointed to, hey, we've had fires. I don't know if that is the case, but out there for fires. And what can we, how can this be prevented? What can the township and department do to go through the complex to see if there's problems, to see if it can be prevented?
So, as in any community, as in any subdivision, I can say, yes, we've had fires there before, but we've had these types of incidents throughout the township. So this isn't specific to this place. These types of incidents happen anywhere or everywhere. So there's nothing, at least at the point in time right now, that we can say this is unique to this one community. As far as, repeat the second part of the question again.
What can the township do? And speaking about this particular condo place, to go through to make sure it's safe.
We're already doing that. Dave Goodlow is our building official. His team was there last night. They're there this morning. One of the things that we're asking for residents that have been affected through email or that phone number, as we take their information and understand their concerns, we will be sending our teams into every unit to inspect anything they want. The consumers folks, as mentioned, are still on scene, I believe. We want our residents to feel safe in their places where they live. So we are all in on that as well, led by Dave Goodlow and our fire inspection team that's still on scene. And that's the other reason why we want those emails and phone calls come directly to us. So whether they need help with assistance because their vehicle was destroyed by the debris, or they're afraid to sleep in their condo tonight, we will make them feel comfortable.
I got a question for consumers, Guy. You said that you went through your system, everything seemed okay.
Correct, yeah.
Can you just explain where your responsibility stops and the homeowners begin?
Yeah, so, and again, when we dispatch crews, the first thing, and I really want to say this too, is for those, two residents who were injured and everyone else who was impacted, our first and foremost, our thoughts and prayers are with them here, as we talked about the difficult road they may have ahead. So our thoughts are with them right now. Secondly, and then as we arrive on scene and we perform our checks in our system, so our system is really the gas main and then the service up to the meter. And so we have men and women who work day in and day out to make sure that system is safe. And safety is our number one priority. And our customers can feel safe that our system will have the gas there when they need it, and that they will be safe in doing so. Beyond the meter, then it becomes the customer's ownership in any building. And so that's where Chief Allen will continue his investigation. Any other private parties that may have a site examination, we can certainly be available to support that, but really we want to make sure that we do those checks on site and that our system is intact. And again, what we found is it was.
And you found everything up to the meter was in good working order?
That's accurate.
Okay, thanks. Clarification.
People watching at home saying, can this happen at my place? Is there anything they can do right now to check out anything?
That's what our crews are for. So when we're thinking about our system, our infrastructure, that's what we have, 1,800 men and women who are skilled, hardworking, and dedicated, day in and day out, making sure that system is safe. So those at home that are thinking about, are the pipes coming up to my house safe? They absolutely are.
Anything else?
Could you talk about any indication? If you could, I spoke to a couple of people over there, helped get one of the ladies out, young couple just moved in. It seems like the entire community worked in tandem last night.
I mean, look, I've had the privilege of serving here for 12 years, but I put our community up against any community when it comes to things like this. We step up. I've heard from so many individuals that I know, and I met people that I knew out there that lived there, that I already knew, but that were coming there to try to help. So we know these people will be well taken care of. It's horrible what's happened to them, but if it ever happens to you, you're lucky if it happens in Orion Township.
The people that were involved, could they have had any indication that an explosion was imminent, let's say an hour or two prior?
Yeah, so I'll let the chief speak to that. I know that we were able to speak to the gentleman that was most injured. We were able to interview him this morning and get information. And the chief will probably comment or agree. The investigation is still ongoing, so we're piecing that together. But the residents were really helpful in trying to give us the clues that might help. You have anything you want to add there?
Do you want to talk about first the motorized? Yeah.
Sure. one of the safeguards that we have in natural gas is we actually add an odorant. And that odorant smells, that rotten egg smell is something we add so that you can know if there's gas present. And one of the things we do when we arrive on site is we check, is the gas in this area, does it contain that odorant? And so it did and it does, and that was validated, one of the checks that we did last night here. So, but yes, to Chief's point, we actually add that odorant, it smells like rotten eggs and it smells bad for a reason, so people can smell it and know that there may be gas.
And then the other thing that, in terms of what can people do, first, if you think that you have a leak or something like that, or you notice it, don't be afraid to contact either the non-emergency number or the emergency number. We ask that you get out of the structure while crews respond to your house, and let us do the investigation we need to do to make sure you're safe. And then I'll say on another one, if you're having work done in your house, please make sure you pull the permits and do the things that you need to do. Have somebody that's certified perform that work, because you are dealing with a dangerous material that's flowing through those pipes.
Just to dovetail on that, what the chief said, our deputies were wandering around the scene, getting statements and talking to folks, and one woman did say she believes she smelled gas before it happened. So that's gonna be part of the investigation with the chief's team and my team, as Steve mentioned, the cause and origin, but that obviously is an indicator if somebody thought they smelled it. And that'd be the point when you move yourself away from it, because you don't wanna initiate anything electrical or gas, or wanna make a phone call. If you think you smell something like that, you should call. And everybody would rather check out 100 nothing than miss one real deal.
We get a lot of those calls right now when everybody's firing up their furnace for the first time in a long time, and it's okay to call. Yes, you had a question?
Can you provide any more details on the hospitalized victims, like ages of men or women, names?
At this time, we're not releasing any information. After we've done a little bit more investigation, yeah, we'll definitely make sure to get that information out as we're able to.
Do you know how many residents or units total were in the complex?
The entire complex, I'm not sure what the entire township association is. Each condo is comprised of 4 units.
Got it.
I don't know if this was stated, but do you have a timeline on when you might be able to get to find out exactly what caused this explosion was with the?
I usually like, for something like this, 1 week is usually the minimum. We want to make sure that we're slow and methodical. I use the reference, I hate to say that it's the light bulb over here that did something when it was actually the light bulb over here. So our team is very slow and methodical to make sure that they don't miss anything, and they're very thorough in their investigation. At the earliest, I'm going to say it's a week before we have an initial. This could take 3 or 4 weeks to do the entire investigation.
Thank you.
Just want to remind you folks that the paper we handed out does have the actual contact information along with our press release with the phone number I referenced and the website and phone numbers of the nonprofits that we're working with in the response. So please, if you're publishing things, please publish those numbers and websites and that phone number and email on the press release from earlier today. Thank you all for attending.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.